Hello. Looks like a dark Heidelin, doesn't it?
What is it?
That roar. It can't be.
Did you hear that?
And there we have the setup for 2.1.
There's no time to spare.
Where is it coming from?
Dread tidings, chaos and carnage. It is an abomination. A primal has awakened.
Hello. Who are you?
Kas Bahamul move.
Bahamut stairs.
One Azaz moves da.
As will the others ere long. Egoim.
Fanzad lokpai ki hads Aldorn Zur, Ukdorn.
It's not a question of whether Eos' champion shall yield, but of when. Umbrialis.
We next starve
Abrea.
They only cause the horse ride ball.
And with each passing moment we draw closer to the reckoning. Feel free to look over that in slow-mo, but I'm pretty sure there are 13 of them. Are we gonna get a better view to tell that? To Zodiac. And thus did dawn break on a realm reborn. But where there is light, there is always shadow. So I want to get this quest done, because it's the completion of this quest that allows me to fly. If memory serves. Yeah, everyone claps for you as you walk into the solar. The Archons have conducted a preliminary investigation to the origin of the roar that rang out during the celebration. Their findings strongly suggest a new primal has appeared. The roar generated a distinctive wave pattern in the aether, pattern observed only once in history. 5 years ago, to be precise. I should like to think it mere coincidence, yet we cannot discount that possibility. Well, I trust I need say no more. At great sacrifice, we have delivered Eorzea from the threat posed by the Empire and the Primals, and thus secured peace. We cannot well allow the realm to be plunged into chaos once more. You've given your all for our cause, risking life and limb on I know not how many occasions. Yet our struggle continues, and we need you now no less than before. Please continue to stand with us, and together we shall safeguard the future of the realm, of this very star. Is this when you get a Fantasia? Yes, flying unlocked. You can now fly while mounted in La Noscia, Thanalan, the Black Shroud, Corthus Central Highlands, and Mordana. Take flight, simply jump while mounted. Oh. I'll pick this up. Oh, there are multiple here. Pick them up. Archon, pleases me to see you well. Tataru! Do excuse me for interrupting, Archon. My lady, the gentleman from Ashkana Exports just left. Now I understand why you didn't want to receive him. You did well, Tataru. Please inform the guards that we will not be receiving any further guests this afternoon. Thank you, my lady. Ever since we defeated Gaius von Belsar and destroyed his ultimate weapon, the eyes of the world have followed our every move, scarce remembering to blink. Where once we worked in secret, with precious few friends and all too many enemies, we are now besieged by benefactors, each one more eager than the last to offer us his complete support. A true embarrassment of riches. Of course, every promise of patronage comes with a price. Some make their intentions known from the start, while other endeavors to engage us more subtly. Dress it how you will, the message is ever the same. We shall help you, but only if you help us. The gentleman Tataru spoke of was more brazen than most. In exchange for certain supplies, he would have us resolve a business dispute. Naturally, I refused him, as I have every other merchant of his ilk. Alas, the Syndicate's overtures are not so easily rejected. When we formed the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, it was with the goal of serving Eorzea, not the interests of individual Eorzeans. Our neutrality is fundamental to our cause. In my heart, I know this to be true, and yet if accepting these offers of patronage could empower us to do greater good, might they not warrant greater consideration? Our Beldesian colleagues have been generous beyond measure, but we cannot expect them to... Forgive me. I did not mean to burden you so. Yet, my urge to share this dilemma may not be wholly misguided. Might I impose upon you to consult the others? They are like to have their own opinions on this matter. What's your other quest, though? I know you have scarce had a chance to rest, but I am afraid there is still work to do. The Ultima Weapon's destruction, 'twould seem, has served to embolden the Beastmen, who now seek to call down their gods once more. Even as we speak, the Amalja, the Exile, and the Kobolds are making preparations for their respective summoning rites, and that is but the half of it. Much to our dismay, all three tribes were somehow able to procure vast quantities of crystals. Oh, my turn to say something? Basically, this means the primals will be stronger than they were before. Far, far stronger. The previous incarnations will seem as pale imitations. Beast tribes, we believe, began hoarding crystals with a vengeance in the wake of the Ultima Weapon's maiden appearance. You'll remember that as the time it devoured 3 primals in one sitting. The Grand Companies are aware of the potential primal outbreak. Alas, due to losses they incurred to ensure the success of Operation Archon, they are ill-equipped to take any meaningful measures. After deliberation, the leaders concluded that they must needs turn to us once more, to thee. The etheric waves that were observed in Mordana do not appear to bear a connection to any beast tribe. Yet much and more still remains beyond our knowing. We must be prepared for all possibilities. I am loath to send you out into the midst of danger again so soon, but none have proven themselves more capable against the primals than you. Will you undertake this mission, Archon? You have my thanks. Truly do not know what we would do without you. Go ahead, Thancred. Circumstances as they were, I've had the chance to properly express my gratitude. I owe you my life, Archon. Thank you, from the bottom of my heart. A string of failures had left me feeling powerless. I wanted to be stronger, that I might do right by my fellow scions. But instead, I caused you all no end of grief and suffering. I swear to you, it shan't happen again. Owing to everyone's ministrations, I am quite recovered now. I hope to return to my duties again soon. Thancred's return marks the beginning of a new chapter for the Scions. Let us renew the fire in our hearts and continue to press ever forward. Now then, back to the matter of the primals. With no fewer than 3 of the beings threatening to appear, it is easy to feel overwhelmed. We must take it one sure step at a time. Orianger has the overview of the situation as it stands. Please speak with him to receive guidance on your mission. So this is to unlock the hard modes. Fly. You can fly. Basically, right now I want to grab the quests that are in the Waking Sands, and then I am gonna call this stream. I will be back tomorrow at 4 o'clock with Kataria Fables. And we'll see if anything else after that. Such knowledge as I possess of the beast tribes and their primals is at thy disposal. Whether man or beast man, we are wont to seek power and plunge into the black depths of despair. The despair doth begin with the Amal-Jah, who may have already summoned forth Ifrit. With our comrade Thancred now returned, thou wouldst do well to seek his counsel. Tis the lot of the powerful to attract the covetous as well as the needy. Thus doth prudence dictate that those with power proffer aid with one hand, whilst the other resteth ever on their hilt. Alas, we have not the luxury of time to decipher our petitioner's machinations. Nay, not while the beast tribes do labor unseen, defiant in defeat, to raise up their fallen primals once more. Doubt not that they shall return, stronger and bolder both, nor that we shall be the ones to meet them. The sacred charge shall ever be ours. 'Tis but a pity we are so few and our fortune so finite. Been receiving a lot of gifts lately, but Populum will keep making me send them back. Wouldn't be so bad, but some of them are really nice. I mean, very nearly abandon your principles nice, you know? None can deny that we would benefit from more support, but if it comes at the cost of our principles, neutrality was ever a delicate matter. I've lost count of the times I've had to explain to people that our allegiances need not necessarily lie in the same place as our headquarters. Mind you, if we are to sell our services for Gil, we might as well declare our fealty to Ul'dah now, and have done with it. I'm quite sure Ida would enjoy the bribes. Fortune begets power, and power fortune. That we, and especially you, have power is beyond doubt. The question is what to do with it. You may be interested to know there is a growing belief amongst the refugees that Miqo'te could be liberated if only the Scions would commit their strength to the cause. Yet theirs is but one of many causes. We are at a crossroads, Archon. Each path is paved with good intention, but where they lead is far from clear. Also, confirmation has just arrived from the Immortal Flames. 'Tis as Oriander said, I fear. The Amalja have already summoned Ifrit. A confrontation with the Lord of the Inferno is inevitable. I'd like nothing more than to lend you my blade, but the students of Baldesion insist that I refrain from taking to the field where it concerns primals. I know not the workings of it, but it would seem that recent events have left me especially susceptible to tempering. As much as I hate missing out on the fun, for everybody's sake I must sit this one out. Instead, I will focus on gathering and analyzing data. Now, the Immortal Flames have already conducted a preliminary investigation into Ifrit. They may well have information that will be of use of you. Do a pay visit to the Hall of Flames and speak with Commander Swift. One last thing before you depart. Doubtless you remember Minfilia's word, but this Ifrit is a far cry from the primal you first defeated. You will want to assemble your most dependable comrades for the mission. Be safe, my friend. Recall you are meeting with the Admiral shortly after the Luminson sent word of the summoning of Titan. Then mayhap you also recall my words to our host. I said unto Merlewib that our people had broken their treaty with the kobolds, and that the beastmen had justly responded, that we had been called to intervene in a conflict which she herself had invited, and I spoke, in short, the truth. And wherefore did I speak it? Because, owing no allegiance to Limsa, I felt no compulsion to allow the Liminsons to distort the facts to fit a narrative which justified their actions and absolved them of guilt. On this subject, Minfilia can expect a similar reply. Our many dalliances with the city-states have already weakened our claim to neutrality, but the path she contemplates would see us relinquish it entirely. Sounds like an overarching argument for neutrality. This situation is not wholly unexpected. I too have given much thought to our organization's future, though it would seem I have reached a different conclusion. Mayhap it is time I made my feelings known to the antecedent. Come along, Archon. For Elfino to say something dumb, 'cause it's Elfie. Elfino? Archon? This ought to miss. You desired counsel, and so you shall have it. Minfilia, the Scions of the Seventh Dawn must leave Ul'dah. Must do what? So long as we remain within Ul'dah territory, we will never be free to act with impunity. Moving our headquarters to Vesper Bay only delayed the inevitable. We have demonstrated our capabilities, and the Syndicate has taken note. They will not suffer our organization to remain independent now. We are far too dangerous for that. Surely you realize they are the reason Vesper Bay still lacks an netherite? They know full well how beneficial one would be to our cause. Which is why it and other favors will be denied unless we cooperate. If Ul'dah is no longer suitable, where would you have us go? Experience has taught us that the appearance of neutrality is as important as the reality. Accordingly, we must keep each of the great nations at arm's length, and plant our banner in a place which all agree to be beyond their borders. Mordana. Revenant's Toll, to be precise. It lies within neutral territory and offers all the essential facilities we require. By way of an additional benefit, it is also frequented by a veritable legion of adventurers who may serve to supplement our ranks. I am, of course, conscious of the fact that we have developed a certain bond with Ul'dah and her people over the years, but I truly believe this to be the best course of action. As you yourself observed, we have invaluable ties to the local community, forged through years of concerted effort. Ul'dah is our home, Alfino. To cast aside everything we have built and start anew in that desolate wasteland would be beyond reckless. The decision is yours to make, Antecedent. I ask only that you recall the shared purpose which moved us to found the Science of the Seventh Dawn, which moved you to found the Path of the 12, ere that. We aspire to an ideal, you and I, just as my grandfather did. That makes us more than mere comrades in arms. We are as much your family as... That will be all, Alfino. I'm sure you have some familiar affairs of your own to attend to. Concern is most generous, but no. I have left them in the hands of men better suited to the task than I. Could not very well allow my personal affairs to come before the needs of the Order, after all. Let me out. Leave Ul'dah. Has it truly come to this? Oh, okay. Pray attend to Alfino. He's engaged in some business or other and requires your assistance. Pray you be on your way. Alfino awaits you, and I have much to think about. Oh, and tell me she'll have my answer in due time. I don't think I'm going to be allowed to leave the Waking Sands for a little bit more. I was hoping it wouldn't be too long here, but... Confound it. She knows what must be done, and still she hesitates. All because of these fanciful rumors. I should explain. Amelia's mother, well, adoptive mother, was among the great many who perished during the calamity. Philomene was her name, though you may know her better as the songstress of Ul'dah. She was a performer of singular talent and much beloved by the people of Eorzea, not to mention a certain Charlian minstrel. As you may imagine, the news of her passing was greeted with shock and disbelief by her adoring followers, many of whom refused to acknowledge that what had happened, that her body was never found, only served to encourage speculation. Infilia, too, struggled at first to accept the truth, but as Philomene's absence stretched from months into years, she saw that there could be no other explanation. Until recently, at any rate. For whatever reason, rumors have once again begun to circulate that Philomene is alive and well. One of our informants, Father Iliud, has sent word that a woman matching the songstress's description has been seen of late at the seaside resort of Costa del Sol. If we could succeed in tracking her down, I have no doubt that any worries that now plague Minfilia's heart might be assuaged. I mean to set forth for Lenosha at once. Let us reconvene there and inquire with Master Gegaruju as to the veracity of these rumors. Okay, we are free of the quest grabbing in the Waking Sands. I'm calling it a night. I will be back at 4 o'clock tomorrow with Kataria Fables. I will be back next week with 2.1 and the Amalja, the Kobold, the Sahagin, and the XIV rank ups. So we'll see how much time I actually have left for 2.1 after all of that. Thank you everyone for hanging out. Enjoy your weekend and good night.